Wednesday's Loose Women Live. It's Christine Lampard, Mylene Class and Kelly Brook.
The centre of attention.
Or even just anything that's the idea is you turn up and people get photographs taken. And
in like the early noughties, I think, after Liz for kind of turning up on a red carpet, and that could really change your career overnight. You could see every single day, and all it would take is just wearing the right dress, having the right... really boost your career. So there was like a period of... As I got older, I mean, I hadn't been on the red carpet for probably over a decade, and my husband and I got invited to a lovely event. It's nice to see you back, Kelly. And as they were taking my picture, they said, breathe in, Kel, breathe in. It's so different to what it used to be. And yes, I did breathe in. It didn't make much difference. But, oh, I'm not sure now. I'm not sure that I am.
That's so refreshing that you've just laid...
Oh,
you don't go in...
Yeah. And it doesn't dawn on you. I remember my mum and I sat and watched this movie. I was really young, and it was called Who Will Love My Children? And it's a true story about a lady that had 10 children. She got terminal because she was to pass away. And the whole film is her basically like losing your mum. It's being separated from families. And I think that was the first time that I kind of looked at my mum and thought, oh, this is a possibility. Like,
they're not
this
immortal.
could... This as a young person, because it's your worst nightmare.
of course it is. And it's that age to children, isn't it? You know, if you've got...
There is no manual, there isn't a tool set. That's the problem. It's like everything.
I understood it when she said last that conversation, but the people and to have those conversations, giving us an update on her marathon with her husband.
Like
Jared.
she's
doing it backwards. And has up a very big challenge.
Why did I tell anyone? No, the trouble is, if anyone watched Race Across the World, they'll know that I'm running with my husband, who's so competitive. And on Sunday morning, I kind of, look how happy he is. He's so kilometres on Sunday. Long way to go. Our first serious day. He's been out on many.
We're going to run together.
Yeah. Mylene, that's the idea. But I'm quite a slow runner. He's just
Pace yourself.
He just wants to win the marathon. I keep telling him it's not going to happen, Jeremy. But you've run it before, haven't you? They come together and they support you.
It is all true, but I think a lot of it is.
Piano. Doing it the best of my ability. And you, Mylene.
Miles, like about a week before.
X-ray.
I've got it to me. I will email.
That's what I say, because I always do it at work. And then I'll start yawning as soon as I start the show. And everyone will be like, are you okay? You're like, are you with us? I'm like, no, it's just my mouth. It's just, I have to do it. I have to make myself yawn.
I'm not going to be able to... Don't do it. Love it.
I'm at that age. It's an age.
Find sensitivity since, and I know like
when I see you, I think I spend too much money. Personally, my life is so fast-paced. I'm always at the super.
So it's hard to gauge, isn't it?
How much money you've got or how much money you haven't got.
See it as
my husband, we were living in completely different countries, so we were communicating. I say communicating. A lot of translation by a sister.
At all.
Not hardly.
And
made sure we got that out the way to make sure there was some chemistry there. and worked on. But I think my husband's love language is cooking. He loves to cook for me every night.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. So talk, chat. She's thinking, here's my...
was being together, I think, because he's Italian, I think he's really family orientated. So for him, it is phones down, cooking and being together and having like that for him is like everything. And we really try and stick to
somebody that's really important to you and that you feel...
It's kind of like looking after each other and being there together and not wanting to... If someone's down, you don't add to it. You
team element, isn't it? If that for granted. And no one sort of else at the table.
Leaving holidays where, you know, we are not sleeping in, like, our own house and doing the day-to-day chores. It's like without the dog, without family. And it's so important that we just go away together and be home.
Yeah.
That is difficult, isn't it, to kind of make it, like, romantic.
Yeah, who's doing the...
Go from, like, maybe booking one job a month to being busy. This is, like, my time on the red carpet. But I just thought...
Like, when I go on the red carpet and I see people swishing and they just look... I never think, oh, why are they swishing? You know, hours of getting ready, all the embarrassment, if you're like me. I did it because it got me more jobs.
Yeah.
Where did you fall flat?
Situation, her 3 children were the same age as Kate's. And when that changed things and the way her approach to her kids, because she'd start, you know, what's the matter? She was keeping it all sort of quiet, saying a thing from them, because they'll hear things, they'll see things, they'll make their own...
Finding suitable homes for all of her 10 children. So it's not even...
He's 20 years sober this year, and Maddie was just 2 when he went into a rehab. Just said, oh, I just don't drink. How would we have... And ourselves, if they see a parent down. So if you put on weight, I put like 10, 12 pounds on. He was like that. I had to be carried in. Think of that poor man with that fridge freezer still running. I went, No, he came in art, just like...
No, I know.
Like Jeremy, just this compare.
But Mylene says she's like...
Because when you're talking, you don't yawn, but as soon as I... Actually, because we do this podcast and we do this show together, isn't it? Whatever, so... And they've been through so much. Gifts to me are easy, presents that I've never... Actually doing those things, that to me is what love feels
they say
like.
love
Said it's the best thing you'll ever do.
Yes.
The crowd keep
Listen
you
to them.
going. It's the best.
know.
It's like the worst.
I know, yeah. I mean, I think...
Saving money and spending money.
Don't tell people what
It's
you
almost
earn.
rude, isn't
You're
it?
not... Every single thing's gone up, but it doesn't seem number, and you're like, oh my goodness me.
Stuff, and then you haven't got a proper meal when you... Or she would say anything just to increase on the friendships and being informed on... I mean, you do a monthly sort of spreadsheet, don't you? I think of anything worse.
And you do that with your husband?
Pennies on the floor, because Mum was always like, you are not having money for the tuck shop because we've bought the food from the supermarket, it's £5, and now as a mum, great on computers. I mean, I'm an influencer, I should be good at...
Saying what you've done wrong to yourself all the time.
And we're getting ready, and you know, you get a little bit excited. But Nadia will be here shortly. Oh, yes. Anyway, talking about...
Why on earth would...
Entrance.
An entrance. I was in embarrassed, Nadia.
It was. It is all about the entrance. And like we say, Nadia did it. We're talking
what?
years of red carpet
Wanting to
appearances.
be-
They disappear into the movies. But
Yeah, I mean, back time in my career where that really worked for me. And we went, and a lot of the photographers I'd known for years, they were like, oh,
outrageous.
I know, it is outrageous. I don't know if I ever did, really.
But I think it'd be great, and it was like a part of my career, because that's what it'd be, really embarrassing, humiliating, but it is part of a job. Me, as fast as they could go, no!
all in.
Yeah, and little did I know I had a worse shock, because then my nice squidgy seat going, showed my seat, they went off, I said to Mum, because when you're a Z-list celebrity, you go to, it wasn't mine.
Oh, no.
It's a social anxiety thing, though. But like that.
I'm all right everywhere else, but I don't let my kids down because I know I'm going to embarrass them.
So on
For it all to see. Upset anyone around you that you love or bring angst.
how to die. It's how to...
I do think as kids as well, like, you just look at your parents and you think, well, they're going to live forever. It happened, and it was the most devastating realisation.
For young children, how do you...
Your grief, but actually you do have the stick. I grew up in a family, in a household where there were so many secrets. There's some things you just cannot hide, but life is going to give you knocks left, right and centre. And
Everyone has to tackle it in the best way they can.
Not hide anything, but maybe you still want to protect your perspective, Nadia.
And we're really open about that because we've grateful that we've always spoken about it.
I guess to go back to the hospital, but...
It's a strange feeling. My friends say that as well, because so...
I've got to do it now. I've actually got to do it.
yes.
I know 8K runs. And he's a machine. I'm not sure. I mean...
He said... it was awful.
No, don't tell me.
That's what they all said to me.
Were you
Well,
very
I put on
serious
so much
about it?
weight as well, because she saw me at the beginning on the first one who had a full... We were watching it together, and we were so...
if you're going to do it, then I don't want to do it well.
You would win
I don't
it.
think I'd win. I'm not a runner.
And I think that's where that comes from. It's that that 2 toes.
Yeah.
And immediately. Competition time now.
Living as well, it does open up our mouths and it does make you yawn. That's an exercise.
It's that contagious thing, though, isn't
We all know this, because it's the sort of thing you know. She just goes, you're taking all the...
You do yawn to get more oxygen.
But they say it's quite useful if you're
good way to
engaged
get
with
rid of
someone.
Sounds though, it's all the noises around.
Signs when you get up from a seat, because it
Pick
is
something up and I fart.
actually a condition. There you go. After the break, we're talking.
It's something we all just bury our heads in the sand
do.
with, isn't it, really?
We do, so
I know.
much.
And I think...
You know, one of the biggest... I mean, everything's gone up, hasn't it? There isn't certain things in. But when I go around the supermarkets...
We do.
Yeah. It's a couple of bags of shopping
becomes
nowadays.
real then, doesn't
Then
it?
it becomes real money and not this monopoly money that you have to do to earn that money.
Yeah.
So if you start thinking about it like that, like I always say, like really appreciating that just that £10 note, then it makes everything... I just think it's like your mindset starts to shift a bit.
And the other thing is, I'd like to add a little tip here. Don't go. So great believe in sticking to the list, aren't you?
Yeah, you've got to work for your money. No, we're not having this. Like when you go around the... Not having them this week.
That's really interesting because you...
No to your children. Like, to be honest, I say no more than 5 years old. She's going to go into shop.
Get your change and you put that back in the money.
Yeah,
You're
I think
having
there is a bit of
something
fear
in
of
front
saying
you.
no as well. My mum was like that. It was no to everything. She would have loved to have you instead of me. But you're...
£5 for a pound. £5 for a pound. It's 20. So she will be laughing. But what I do think is really in that one moment, have you? You know?
But what do you...
Down, I'm like, I don't know. But Adam, my husband, control of it as well. Like, I went through a divorce when I was younger, and it was, you know, horrible. It affects my mental bid. But one day, you know, we are is male and female. We need to be in control of our finances and about that. So I think if we teach it to sort of young children and they grow up thinking it's not, it's gone down, and they think, well, I don't work, so he deals with it all. So we're like,
It's such a dirty word, isn't it, talking about money? Why do you think it is such a taboo?
And I said, if I walked over and I was like, hi, Marlene, you're all right. How much money? So rude. I can't believe she said that. So, first job, maybe this is the time to put some... when you know, in housekeeping, ever going to be in the next 20 years, because they're going to need to be talking to them about it. What do they do if I'm debt? You can come to me and say...
We should, absolutely. I think when I met we didn't speak the same language when we first met. Like, not language of love when we met up, and I'm fine, and the rest of it we just worked.
Yeah, because there's 5 love languages, apparently.
So that would be like that.
No, same. So yours was food and...
I think ours breakfast, lunch and dinner together, and...
People don't use the word enough, cherish. That can be in any way. For me, it would never be gifts.
If lying to somebody would break them, then you don't
No.
fall in love with him.
Will it be?
Everyone
can take no.
There with Tim. So, but I also really
Falling in love.
laughter. Gotta have a connection.
But did you have
and
a
then you gotta
moment?
have. I remember properly laughing and laughter, the ability.
Love
company,
Island.
but happy at home.
That's pretty
Many people.
No, but it's all just on the extra.
We like to go on these holidays. I call them like marriage safe, romantic, and I make sure that it's just me and him, dinner together, because you just don't do that day to day when you're at home.
Water is on, dog's pooed on the floor.
Happened. Get up, Nadia. You know what to do.
So heavy.
Thanks, darling. I'm so frightened I was going to hurt the front row. No control of it. Doing my bit that way. Okay. Well done here. Here I am. Bang.
Party or work
Going to
strings
the
or
school.
You did very, very well.
Chamelet.
Can be one of the toughest parts of navigating your way through any kind of a health.
Cancer, and her husband was an alcoholic. He wasn't able to look after the children.
For them that they can, in a positive sort of way, you're not wanting them to sort of become sick.
But it is child-friendly, child-appropriate.
Yeah, it's... there is no manual, though, is there?
Because we are in a very drink-friendly world, aren't we? So there's no...
We did 6. I'm not a runner.
Was that your first day? Because if you do it, I'm going to go, and then I'm...
We've been talking about... Welcome, Gemma.
I'm good, you?
Really good, thank you.
Good, good.
I always feel so guilty.
Yeah, food costs are like a huge... Because you have to eat, right?
But you've
It's
got
something you can't not.
families, you know, with young...
Look around and seeing what you actually need. And then I've always done this, especially when the kids were little. Important, like, if you can save yourself a bit of money, like I've got lots of friends that say to me, but I don't brought me up. Like, we were brought up, we didn't have any money, and Mum was always like, no, you can't have, no, can I have, no. And my Dad used to teach me that they give you get a set amount of money, you've got to make it last, because if we don't, who's your gas with, who's your electric with? Sorry, I'm every single person in this room. There's not one person that it doesn't affect.
This is why you've been so brilliant, isn't she? Thank you so much. Thank you. All gone back in again for a second go, a third go.
Not that easy.
Yeah, it's not that easy. Even for...
and the last one is presents, receiving gifts.
cherished, and it's all right to say that to somebody else.
Each other or be in competition with each other, and
able to have a proper laugh. And you don't...